back to Basement Video Podcast with your host, John, Alex, Andrew over there.
No, Alex son. John son. Andrew.
Son.
Just Andrew.
Andrew Miyagi.
Yeah, he would, yeah.
Wax.
You think Andrew would be a Mr. Miyagi type?
He taught me how to roll up a cord for those sound mics.
That's facts.
You had to wash his car first, but
Yeah.
so you can get the
I was doing the thing. He was like, no. Like this.
I showed him how to pull a cord, you know? He had to give me like 4 or 5 hand jobs first, but then now he knows.
Good for you, Alex.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Learn a few things. Hands, I learned whatever.
No, go on.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like taking down notes. I learn with my hands. Like, it's easier to learn while you're, actually
Working.
doing it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On
Hands on.
hand, yeah. Want to put your hands on, buddy?
Okay, so what did we watch today?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yes.
And stream.
Roll credit.
You good?
I just think that was like, what did we watch? Nothing. All right. Okay.
We watched the first Karate Kid.
This is my first time actually watching this movie, by the way. Like,
You've watched all of Cobra Kai besides the newest season, though, so
Yeah.
you knew the gist of it.
but it was like, it was definitely a movie that I kind of like always wanted to see because it was like Karate Kid is like one of those movies like that's up there with Back to the Future and like Ghostbusters and
Not as popular, but I get what you mean.
how popular would you say this movie is?
Well, like Ghostbusters and Back to the Future are popular with everyone. I feel like kids at the time really liked Karate Kid, and like the kids that grew up liking Karate Kid still like Karate Kid.
Oh, I thought it was like a loved all around movie.
I think so, but
I thought so too. It's like a pretty popular movie.
well, yeah.
Now, yeah,
Especially it's really popular now because Cobra Kai.
it came out with like it's like one of those movies that a trilogy, like the same with like
It had
Rocky.
more than a trilogy.
Oh, Rocky has like
Rocky's like 8 or 15
The
or
fuck am I talking about?
There
They
was
remade it.
There was
with
three
Jaden.
Karate Kids, and there was one in the 90s without Ralph Macchio, and it was Hilary Swank, I think, with Mr. Miyagi still. He was training her. And then they remade it with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith, and now there's a Cobra Kai series that's on season 4. So yeah, I guess it's popular.
A little bit.
But Cobra Kai's the best.
But Cobra Kai's.
Cobra Kai's some of the best TV I've watched.
Can we,
in years.
before anything, people who are watching this, Cobra Kai is fucking amazing. You gotta watch that shit. It is so much.
If you watch the original movies, Cobra Kai makes more sense to you while you're watching.
But you really don't have to watch the originals. You just watch Cobra Kai and they'll show you clips and like they'll reference a lot of things.
They reference a lot of things or show you a lot of things or even add more stuff. Like the Kreese storyline in Cobra Kai, they explain his backstory that you don't even get in the movies.
You'll actually like appreciate. I think you'll appreciate the movie more.
That's what Cobra Kai I think's done.
What?
That's what Cobra Kai's done. Like, you can appreciate... Because usually, like, things get rebooted and they fill in the blanks that you don't know about from the movies.
This
Like
complements it.
Yeah, like, people's backstories, it's usually shit. And you're like, I don't care, I didn't need all that fill-in. But this, it's just like, it makes the movies better.
It's more organic. It's more realistic because it's like you watch the bad guy. The whole Cobra Kai is the main story. The main character is Johnny.
Yeah.
And he's
That's how it starts, at least.
What is this? 20 years in the future? 30 years?
40 years.
40 years in the future. So Johnny's in his
They're in their late 40s.
50s. Like late 40s.
It's got to be like 30-something years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in their mid to late 40s.
And Johnny is like he's a pool cleaner. He's like a nobody.
He's just a handyman,
He's a
yeah.
handyman, and he's like miserable. He misses his his high school years was like the highest.
He's still driving that car.
That sucks, by the way. If your high school years is your high point, like all those popular kids are like that's their good moments in life.
yeah.
That's all they have to like.
Yeah.
That sucks. So Johnny's like an example of that, and he meets. I honestly forget what his name is again.
What?
Daniel.
He doesn't meet him. This is all, the beginning.
Not meets, but he
He gets drunk, goes driving because he's all depressed, and then a car full of girls, like teenage girls, hit him, and he like freaks out on them. We don't know who that character is yet, but then his car.
Oh,
gets
it's his daughter. That's right. Yeah,
it's Daniel's son's daughter. But then his car gets towed, and it goes to Daniel Russo's fucking car lot because now instead of being karate master, he kicks the prices down, and he owns a few bunch of car lots in Reseda.
I watched it with my mom, and my mom was like, "This is about that karate." My mom saw Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I was so surprised that she actually watched that movie. So she got into it like really like she was like, "Okay, I'm hooked on this now." So I'm watching this with my mom, and it's just like it's so funny because she loves that like he's like the main bad guy, but then he's like talking about like you were kind of like a dick to, like, here, let me help you out. Like,
That's what, because over the years since like the first Karate Kid, there's always been people that are like, was Daniel the bad guy? Because like he comes to town, starts flirting with this guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Even if their ex is
steals his girlfriend.
Because she says they broke up, but like even it seems like it was like that day they broke up. The way it seems like, whatever. They steals his girlfriend, tries to fight him, gets his ass kicked, and then just learns how to fight, and then wins the tournament by illegally kicking him in the kicking him in the face.
It is when he explains it like that. It is really fucked up because like you know how people when they have fights with their girlfriends or whatever, it's just like. Yeah, you get in an argument that one day and you're like thinking to yourself, oh, it's over. But it's like, that's just the overreaction
Well,
phase.
then they give you the backstory of Johnny and Cobra Kai. Like how his dad
His dad
left,
was abusive.
so he had like a stepdad that was like a rich old guy his mom married who was like a dick to him.
Yeah.
So like you feel bad and now you know the backstory and why he was the way he was. And then you think into it more from the first movie.
Never judge a book by its cover. If someone's a dick, they're probably having a tough time. There's no one is just an asshole just because... okay, maybe there are people that are assholes.
There are people like that. But.
Yeah, but usually if someone is bullying you or purposely targets you and like is...
Well, then you also, in the first movie and in Cobra Kai, you see Kreese, the way he treats Johnny. He's like his father figure in that movie.
He was in the army though, like... you're talking about the teacher,
yeah, but
right?
we don't know this in the first movie.
You do. No, they showed it.
They don't show any clips of him in the army at all.
When Mr. Miyagi, when Daniel first goes to the dojo, when he wants to learn karate, it shows pictures of his medals and...
No, yeah, but I mean, you don't know what happened to him in the army. Like they explain in Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
you just know he was in Vietnam, but what? So lots of people were in Vietnam in that era.
It shows that he's like a hard ass, pretty much.
Yeah, but like he's training these kids to like kill without killing, pretty much. And like even in the tournament, he tells the one kid to break Daniel's leg without telling him to break Daniel's leg. He's like, fuck him up. He's like, but I can beat him. Sensei's like, I don't want him beat. And it's like he just wants him to fuck him up so he can't fight the rest of his guys.
I thought the mindset that he was going for was like try to break his leg, and if you don't, then obviously he's gonna be weak for like the next fight, pretty much.
Well, they wanted him out, like injured out, so he couldn't fight the last two guys in Cobra Kai.
That is pretty embarrassing that a guy, because in the beginning the tournament was only in like 2 months.
Yeah.
So this guy who has no experience with karate,
he's got his ass kicked multiple times by these guys already.
Yeah, just learned karate and in 2 months was able to take on people who are black belts.
That's how good Mr. Miyagi is.
With his wax on, wax off bullshit.
That's not bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Muscle memory, dog.
Okay, you know how long it takes for muscle memory to build
2 months. If you're doing that shit every day.
How many walls can you... Okay, I get, like...
It wasn't just that. He only did that one scene. Then he painted. Block, 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 block.
I did really enjoy, like, how...
Alex, paint the fence.
I'll fucking...
Paint the fence, Alex. Oh, look at him. He's blocking.
Oh, what am I blocking here?
Oh, you don't know. Bunny was about to attack, and now she's scared.
She is staring at me. She's staring at me right now.
Yeah, because you're painting the fence.
I did like how the movie started. Like it's like it's just like cliche. Like kid moves, he hates the neighborhood, and then his best friend is a guy that has a shirt that has 2 pigs fucking saying making.
Yeah, you never see that guy again. The guy
see him a couple times. Well, yeah, he does. He actually does just disappear, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think maybe at that carnival they were at, but that's it.
Wasn't that the beach?
I think he might have brought him to the beach, but then once they're at the beach, you don't see him.
It's like he does the whole like Max thing. Like once he finds the girl, he doesn't care about the friends, and he just hangs out with the girl more often.
You're such a fucking suck.
That's what happened, though.
That's not what happened.
It is. As soon as he found that girl, goodbye friends. I'm gonna focus all my attention on the girl. Anyway,
I'm heartbroken.
No, I mean, I see Max when I have to message him, when I message him first.
When I have to message
Not have to, but, well, I do have to, because if I don't message him, then I don't hear from him anymore.
Just work with him. You get to see him every day, have fun.
I see him every day.
Yeah, me too.
He's fun.
Anyway, so he steals Johnny's girlfriend. He does. He like straight up.
I think because he's just defending her. She likes him. Or was there a connection before that?
Well, because Johnny like literally smashed the speaker on the floor, he like broke it. But then Daniel's like, I can fix it, and he's like, oh, you're gonna fix it, huh? And he just shoves him. Yeah, he shoves him.
Daniel though is so fucking jumpy and fidgety when he fights. Like even at the beginning when he doesn't know how to fight. He's like,
well, that's what I was pointing out. Was that
he's
like
a squirrely little motherfucker?
That's what I was pointing
like
out.
that, even when in the tournament, his movements like.
Yeah. Even like that was the thing that pissed me off was because Mr. Miyagi was constantly telling him that like you dance too much.
Yeah, you talk too much, you dance too much. Calm the fuck down.
And he's still dancing like he's got like beans in his
like
pants.
he's fucking Muhammad Ali in the boxing ring.
So that's why it was another thing too. It's like, why is he winning these tournaments? He's not he's panicking a lot. Like the first fight, he actually like, you know, backs up because a guy is charging him and he's obviously inexperienced.
Yeah,
with the
but
fight.
then
cool.
Mr. Miyagi's like, hey, don't be a bitch.
Pretty much. So this whole movie, Mr. Miyagi has his words of wisdom are just
Okay, who do you got against Mr. Miyagi? He's pretty much Splinter.
Yeah.
Splinter's
pretty much.
way better. Splinter
No.
actually.
They're literally
Splinter's
the same.
based on Mr. Miyagi,
Yeah,
basically.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I don't like. I watched it and I was just like, I'm thinking like this old man is supposed to be wise, but instead of like actually helping the kid to avoid fighting, which is what karate is.
Well, he understood that there was no point for him avoiding because these kids are going to keep coming after him, and obviously their teacher is okay with that if that keeps happening. So he's like, okay, I have to train him how to fight and defend himself because these kids are relentless.
Can we just say that confrontation, by the way, where he meets the
Kreese?
like, yeah, that was so. I want you to leave Daniel-san alone. Nah, like like this adult male is like, he should learn to fucking stand up for himself. So yeah, I'm gonna let my boys keep wailing on him. Like what? You're an adult.
He's like, he can defend himself against one, but it's been 5-on-1. He's like, so you're bitching about the odds? He's like, it's 5 people against this kid he was 22 but looks 14.
I did like how Mr. Miyagi was like, he did kick the shit out of like 5 kids, and so I was like, "Can you speak with him to like?" No, like in my mind, I'm thinking that he's like, "I just assaulted 2 kids. I don't want to go to jail."
Which is cool because there's so many things in this first movie that happen in the first season of Cobra Kai, like Mr. Miyagi fighting those kids, and then Johnny defending Miguel.
Yeah,
in Cobra
except
Kai.
Cobra Kai has real consequences for what he just
because
did.
he just beat up a bunch of children. that fight was awesome though. Eh?
Well, any fight where someone kicks the shit out
So
of kids
Andrew,
is
in the
awesome.
first episode of Cobra Kai, so Johnny's still like this. He seems like a low life, whatever, but he knows Christ still. And one of the main turns to be one of the main kids in the show. His name is Miguel, and he lives in the same building as Johnny, which it seems like it's the same building that Daniel lives in the beginning of this. But so he goes to the store and he comes out, and Miguel's going to get Pepto-Bismol for his grandma. And what do they call him? Diarrhea? Like these bullies from school call him like Diarrhea Boy or something. Like, no, it's for my grandma. And then they just dump it on his head and start beating the fuck out of him. And Johnny Lawrence just comes out of the convenience store eating his pizza. He doesn't care. He's like, oh, whatever. But then they throw him on his car. He's like, hey, that's my car. And he just beats the fuck out of all these kids. Like he's like spin kicking these kids, fucking punching them in the face. And then you're like, oh fuck, this is like when Mr. Miyagi did it, but Johnny Lawrence gets arrested.
And he does have a moment where he was like he felt like he did a good thing because it was like the same thing that happened. Like,
And then there's always that the bum lady that hangs outside that convenience store who was watching.
Oh, yeah.
Because he put his pizza down. She's like, can I have your pizza? He's like, no, this is my dinner. Or no, she thought he was a bum because he was eating pizza sitting outside the corner store. She's like, this is my corner. This is where I get the change. And he's like, I'm not a bum, you fuck. And then he puts down his pizza to go fight them. And then
she
it just pans to her. She's just eating his pizza watching.
oh my god! And so
Oh, they call him Rhea. Because he had Pepto-Bismol.
there's just so I just love that like these grown ass adults 30 years later in the future are still like hung up about
And
something
they bring it up so much. Like the wives are like, because remember when Johnny Lawrence starts dating Miguel's mom?
Yeah.
And they're always like, can you guys like, this was like 35 years ago. Can you guys stop fighting about this? Because there's like times where like he comes over to like talk about like, because there's a point where Miguel's dating Daniel's daughter, and Johnny's like a father figure to Miguel because he doesn't have a dad. And so like he goes over to like kind of like talk about like them dating or like something going on. I don't even remember the exact thing. But then they just start fighting by the pool, and one of them falls in, and Daniel's wife comes out like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Seriously.
You're adults. You both have lives. What are you doing?
well, one of them has lives. The other
Well, Johnny, he becomes he tries to bring back Cobra
buys the
Kai.
dojo. Yeah,
he buys the dojo and like rebrands Cobra Kai to still kind of be the same, but not to teach them how to like murder people.
Isn't it like kind of like you can't legally just be like I'm gonna like because it owns like Cobra Kai like owns is like legally.
Well, no one's heard from Kreese or anything, so no one knows anything.
Yeah, and then he shows up. He's like, Cobra Kai is coming back, huh?
Yeah, and then so you got to watch season 4 because the villain from Karate Kid 3 that was helping Kreese.
I never saw 3. So
Okay, but it's still awesome. The way it ends, season 5 needs to happen now.
There's gonna be season 5.
There's season 6. They've already announced the next 2 seasons. I'm pretty sure
my
that are
God.
greenlit.
So there's a lot in that movie that like I did like. It's very charming. I did actually enjoy like all the romantic scenes where it's like just Daniel with his girlfriend,
With Allie with an eye.
Ellie with an eye. Like all those scenes with them is very sweet and
That was
touching.
so stupid though. Hey, can I get your name? You never told me. It's Allie with an eye. What's yours? Daniel with an L.
Like, what other letter would make the L sound? It'd be funnier if it was Daniel with a Y.
No,
Yeah.
it'd be funny if he said Daniel with a hard D.
Oh my god, that would have been. But holy fuck!
You just walk around with a full erection.
I have a medical condition.
I was gonna say it's a real problem.
I'll show you later.
But like in the Karate Kid movie, his accent's so thick. That's how he actually talks. But then like in Cobra Kai, it's like gone.
Well, he's older now. He's because like think about it. When the time Karate Kid happened, he was in.
do accents.
He did The Outsiders. He was in like 2 movies, I think, before Karate Kid. So he was still young, still living in, I don't know, Brooklyn or Queens or wherever he is in New York. I think he's from. So like he's still around all those people. He still gets the accent. When you move, like I think he's been in LA since Karate Kid or after or whatever. You lose an accent when you move to a different place.
I wonder
Yeah.
how long it takes till Tommy gets a British accent.
Tommy already says all the lingo.
Yeah, the lingo, but anyone can say lingo. I want to hear him like actually like do like the accent, like talk like them.
Why? Does that turn you on?
No,
Yeah.
no, it turns on Max. Max has that kind of. He loves the British accent.
I know. Me and Max had an issue with the English stripper one time.
Good times. That was a long time ago.
You weren't even there. That was after you ran
No,
away. It was literally just me and Max still there.
Oh, I
And
remember.
Max says, she's like, "You want to dance?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." He goes to the ATM with her and then runs over to me. He's like, "We got to go."
Yeah, we had a lot of times where it's just like, do you guys have any money? And we're like,
We do, but we're not trying to spend it. I'm more of a watcher. Anyway.
So he gets his ass kicked, and then Mr. Miyagi saves him, and then he's like, and then they have like this talk where it's just like, obviously he needs to learn how to stand up for himself, so Mr. Miyagi kind of agrees. No, he's like, okay, we're gonna talk to the Cobra Kai teacher. He finds out, okay, that guy's a dick. I'm gonna help you train for this tournament, and then he says, this is very true that I actually really like about Mr. Miyagi, and it is true words of wisdom. It doesn't matter whether or not you lose or win that fight. The fact that you stand your ground, you stood your ground is going to win that person respect. You know what I mean?
Which kind of goes all out the window when Daniel breaks his leg or whatever he does, and Mr. Miyagi's like, "You don't have to go back out and fight. You were here." And he's like, I'll go fight."
Well,
Because literally he's like, "Heal me, do your fucking hand thing, Miyagi."
I feel like it is true that when you fight, you do gain respect, but at the same time, those Cobra Kais are like being fed like this toxic knowledge from their
it's
teacher.
almost like a cult.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like that kind of like aspect of like humility doesn't exist to them. So it's like even if he did stood his ground, they would still probably pick on him afterwards, probably. Because those kids were roid up, by the way. Like,
Well, because none of them are that. I think the guy who plays Johnny, though, he actually was even after Karate Kid, he was what do you call a karate guy? Like, what do you call him? Karate guy? He was a karate guy. Like, he was hired, like, he did karate his whole life. And even after Karate Kid, he won tournaments and stuff.
Like martial arts.
Martial artist. Like, I know, have you watched How I Met Your Mother, right?
Yeah.
There's, like, literally, it's like Barney's idol, and they have the guy
Right,
who plays him
yeah,
on
yeah.
there. And then I think Ralph Macchio's in the wedding episode, too, with them. And he's like, "We got you the Karate Kid guy." They're like, "Ralph Macchio? He's the bad guy. I want the fucking dope guy."
it's just like, fuck. What were we talking about before that? Talking about like gain respect. Yeah. So
But yeah, that's what
He's
I'm saying.
training
He's
him.
the only one, I think, in this movie that was trained, besides maybe some of the extras.
I get the whole muscle movement thing, but like to me, it's just you're totally just making me do your fucking house chores. But okay, I shit on Mr. Miyagi, but he was such a nice guy. I mean, like, what person
It's
just
such a sad life.
yeah,
Like
his
that scene where he was drunk and talking about his wife.
dead wife.
And you learn in the second movie, because in the second movie, it starts literally right where that one ends in that parking lot of the tournament. And it shows Kreese, because the Cobra Kai still won a trophy. They got second place,
But
he literally grabs the trophy. And Johnny's like, look, we still got a trophy. We won something. He's like, this is nothing. Snaps it in half, throws it, and like literally, I don't know. Does he break the car window with Johnny? Like he throws Johnny against the car. I don't know if he breaks it.
He does.
And Mr. Miyagi like saves Johnny and like beats up Kreese. And then literally the next scene, Miyagi's like, I have to go to Okinawa. And Daniel's like, yeah, I'll go with you. And then they go to Okinawa and you learn about Mr. Miyagi's past, how like. Because his father's dying or dead, I don't remember. And you see like the girl that he left, and that's the picture he has that he's looking at in the first movie of the girl he left. And
wait, she's not dead?
Mr. Miyagi's not dead.
No, the girl.
No,
I thought that was the whole point, that she's dead.
no, that's Ninja Turtles you're thinking of. Splinter.
So
That's
wait,
what you
him-
just said.
So
His
wait,
wife's
him
dead.
crying?
No, I said the girl he left. His dad was dying. That's why he went to Okinawa.
Well, in the first movie.
In the first movie, you said he was drunk because his wife is dead.
Yeah,
That's what
he's
they make it
also-
seem in the first movie because we don't know
Oh.
anything about it. They don't explain anything. That he's just looking at a picture of this wife.
Well, that's a bit of an
Oh.
over-exaggeration then, if she's not dead.
No, he
I'm
just.
saying in the movie, the first movie, they make it seem like something happened to her, or like or whatever, because he's just looking at this picture of this woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, she's not dead, like, and that makes sense. It would make sense if he's like that because she's dead, but if she's just
But then
like,
it's kind of the same. If I'm remembering this correctly, I think it's kind of the same story as Shredder and Splinter. How they fought over the same woman in Japan. Because then he goes to Okinawa, and his rival is still teaching karate there with someone that's like his Daniel. And then him and Daniel have to fight in the movie. But
So-
his wife, or whatever she is still alive.
So my knowledge with Ninja Turtles is very.
I don't want to watch the second one now.
Second one, the
I
third
kinda
one.
do actually do
the
kinda
second
think
one
this makes me wanna
is
watch
really good.
So my knowledge with Ninja Turtles is very.
What do you want to know?
Random. Is Splinter okay? What is the canon story? Is Splinter
Depends what you're reading: comics, movies, or cartoon.
Okay? In most adaptations of Ninja Turtles, is Splinter the guy who turns into a rat, or is it a rat that just mutates into a guy that
It
learned?
literally depends what you're doing, because it depends. The original comic series, I'm pretty sure it was a guy turned rat, or no, there was a rat. Fuck, it's so confusing because literally everything's different. The original cartoon, he was a guy that turned into a rat. The original movies, he was a rat that watched
His master.
Master do karate and learned from him,
Yeah.
and then was mutated. In the newer comics, I think he was mutated with the Ninja Turtles in the sewer, but also still had that master, so that's how he knew.
Did you like that Michael Bay Ninja Turtles, by the way?
They're all shit, but like I like Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
But that kind of there's kind of a tie between Karate Kid and the Ninja Turtles because I'm pretty sure Seth Rogen and his pal, was it Evan Goldberg? Do you know his partner Seth Rogen that writes everything with him? They wrote like Superbad with him when they were like 13.
Oh,
Is it Evan Goldberg or Adam Goldberg?
it's Evan.
Evan Goldberg. I'm pretty sure they had a part with this. I don't know about writing, maybe the first season or not, but they definitely helped produce this, like Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing a Ninja Turtle movie right now. Well, yeah.
I don't want to watch it because Seth Rogen's having a very bad track record of right now.
Wow.
Well,
He's literally done The Boys. He did Invincible.
what he did.
All those are like him.
Seth Rogen made
Seth
it.
Rogen hasn't made like really movies lately. He's just been producing and helping write
Yeah.
like these great comic book shows and movies.
He wrote.
He did The Boys, man.
He's okay. So The Boys.
Okay, I need
no.
to-
Listen. I just learned about this yesterday because Seth Rogen was on Hot Ones, and he talked about it. So he threw the idea out at someone like for The Boys like 10 years ago, but they are like, oh yeah, we'll do that, but they didn't. They hired other people to write it, and then 10 years went by, and they're like, no one can write a good script. So I think then Evan and Seth came in and helped them do what we know as The Boys now, and they were like head. What's it called? They were the showrunners for Invincible on like the cartoon that you like, and they're doing the Ninja Turtles.
Have you watched
did this.
Invincible yet? By the way.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
But yeah, he's doing great shit. What do you think that he did that's bad?
The Christmas, like the
Christmas
stock
one.
frame animation one.
What's the Christmas one?
He did that with that
What?
other girl. What's that girl? The one that's like smokes weed with him too.
What? Sarah Silverman?
Yeah,
She-
they made a Netflix Christmas special, not a season, and it's like the worst thing ever on Netflix right now.
I have no idea what you're
I
talking
don't know
about.
what you're
I'll look
talking
it
about.
up.
It's a Christmas thing?
It's probably not on there anymore.
Here, I'll show you. One sec. Seth Rogen. Christmas.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Me either.
Well, he's doing that. I have Cobra Kai season 1 on VHS. That's cool.
Santa
Yeah,
Inc.
it's real cool.
You never saw this?
Can I see a picture?
Whoops.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just show you, like...
He did it?
Yeah, he did this with Sarah Silverman. Like, Sarah Silverman's the voice of the little girl elf.
It's
it's
it's HBO Max.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be like Santa's like retiring, so he needs a new like retainer, someone to keep
Take over, yeah.
Yeah, and Sarah Silverman's like this elf, but she's like totally like
The
it's all
animation looks cool.
yeah, and she's like it's all just a corporation, it's all like part of it's all like a fucked up system or whatever. But it's like they take this movie like it's not like there's nothing funny about this show.
Is this a show that you don't like, or
no?
like
Everyone, no, it's
known?
really hated on Netflix or whatever it's on right now.
HBO Max.
Yeah, it's really hated right now. And so
Is it on Crave?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So you can take a look at it if you like, but it's just like there's no good reviews for that thing.
Well, whatever. That's one thing out of how many. Things
I had no idea he worked on The Boys and Invincible.
And he's doing a Ninja Turtle movie, and I'm pretty sure he had something to do with this.
Okay, so a little interesting though. Maybe we should go back. We always do this again with like
What?
what we were talking. We just segue again.
What? We were talking about Karate Kid. He's a producer or whatever he is.
I never saw. Okay, so as you're explaining this, I'm like kind of want to watch the second one now.
We can watch it tonight.
Not
I'm
tonight.
down.
I can't tonight, but like.
No, we're watching it tonight.
Okay. Well, what about which one would?
The third one is about.
Did you see? Okay, so you saw all of them.
Yeah.
Which one would you say is the weakest?
Honestly, none of them.
Really?
All three are dope. I don't know.
I don't think I think I just want to keep with the original. Like, I don't want to watch the ones that are like remakes or reboots or whatever you call those.
That's what I'm saying. The original 3 are dope.
Okay. Well, we'll get around to watching those then. I have to finish watching apparently the 3rd season of Cobra Kai.
You know about because you've just literally in this video talked about Kreese coming back. That's when he comes back in the 3rd season.
I thought that was the 2nd season.
At the end of the 2nd season or the first one. I'm pretty sure it's the 3rd season
Because I mentioned
like mainly a main part of the show.
Because I mentioned like really quick.
I think I could be mixing it up.
So really quick, this is the coolest thing ever happens in the show. It's like near the to me, I think this is like the last thing that happened before the new season just came out. So Cobra Kai is opening. He's training all these kids from high school, and they're all like
Scorpion or whatever his name.
Yeah,
Stingray.
All these people who are like they don't have confidence in themselves now do have confidence in themselves, and they feel like they're hard asses because the bad teacher came back.
Yeah.
And so he's teaching them bad lessons about like strike to kill and stuff like that.
Why are their asses so hard?
Okay, so Kreese was in the 2nd season, but he's also in the 3rd one. He takes over when Johnny goes.
He takes over, and that's when shit just goes sideways.
Because they're teaching together in the 2nd season,
Yeah,
and then by the end of the 2nd season, he takes over in the 3rd
Strike
season.
first, strike hard. Go for the jugular. No mercy, exactly. And so the last thing that I remember that happened was the teacher Daniel. He has his students, right?
Miyagi-Do.
Yeah. And his friends are all like having a grudge against like the Cobra Kai kids. They literally have like a gang war in the school, and it's
but you guys said this because the Stingray character, he's like an older guy who's probably like literally my age. So like
the
late
teacher,
20s. No, Stingray. Remember the big chubby guy?
He's a teacher.
He's not a teacher.
Yeah, he is.
No. Remember, he's literally applying to be a janitor at the school. And they're looking at his resume, and they're like, it says that you fight, and you're in Korea. He's like, yeah, I can kick anyone's ass, blah, blah, blah. And like, as he's in this interview, all the fights start in the hallways of school. And like, he walks out, they're like, the teacher that's interviewing him is like, oh no, there's a fight at school. And he's just like, don't worry, I'll start now. He goes up to the kid, like, boots this kid in the face. They're like beating the fuck out of all these kids.
He kicks the shit out of all these kids, and it's just like it's
in the
chaos.
4th season. They show like more of his life, like what happened after that to him. Fucking hilarious. He's like a guy. He lives at like his sister's house, and the neighbor hates him, and the neighbor like fucking's like, you're a fucking loser. Like you're hanging out with these teenagers doing karate. He's like, I'm Stingray, they call it. And he's like, no, you stink. You're Stinkray. It's so fucking funny.
But it's just crazy because like it's like literally a jungle. All the kids are they're going crazy because they're fighting everywhere. It's like kids are fighting in the cafeteria, kids are fighting in the hall, kids are fighting up in the balcony or whatever.
And it's all like they pin up all the people that are fighting together because like at this period in the show, a lot of like friends that were close to each other separated because like one friend went to Cobra Kai, one friend went to Miyagi-Do.
Huge
So like
grudge
literally
war.
the fights in the hallway are like mostly best friends fighting each other because they're grudged about which dojo.
It's
they're
like
at.
out of the fucking Pokemon movie where it's like the clones are fighting against their original selves, and it's like so
Yeah.
dramatic.
Yeah.
And then the fight ends with who's the kid that Johnny's training?
Miguel.
Miguel, right? So
And then, but then we haven't talked about that. The one kid that is in Miyagi-Do at this time is Johnny's son.
yeah.
That it's like his estranged son that doesn't like Johnny and thinks he's a low life shitty dad.
And so like Miguel, he's like fighting with the blonde kid who's dating.
He's not blonde.
He is blonde, isn't he?
No, he has longer brown. He's on the cover or on the back.
Oh yeah, he's got like okay.
He's got
I
brown
thought he was
longish
blonde.
hair. The blonde girl is fighting Daniel's daughter.
Yeah, and this guy's like he's also he's dating Daniel's daughter too. So it's like
That was the beef at this time because both of them have dated her, and there was a
it's a huge love triangle, and then there's like
and then there's a girl that gets introduced. Remember when she literally has like okay, Andrew, you remember like spike bracelets?
Yeah.
She has one, but they're like real spikes. She takes it off, puts it around her things, and literally just claws Daniel's daughter, and, like slices her down the thing.
What the hell?
It's you gotta watch this, man. It's so crazy, and then the fight ends where he gets who.
So something's
guy-
about to happen. Like there's a misunderstanding in the fight because it seems like it's starting to like Daniel's daughter's like okay, like fuck
This is
off
getting out
because
of
like
hand.
they're
Yeah,
getting way too aggressive.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he thinks Miguel's about to do something, but Miguel's was about to stop, I'm pretty sure, or like save one of the girls, I don't remember. And he like boot fucks Miguel. Andrew, true story. Remember, okay, the Riverside stairs at the main foyer? He boots him off the top. Miguel's spine lands on the bottom part fucking banister, and he's out. He's in the hospital, can't walk for like a lot of the third season.
Surprised he can ever walk.
Like he doesn't wake up for like I think 3 episodes in.
Jesus.
And then like he just flees because he thinks he killed him, so he's on the run, that kid.
I would think he killed him too. He was like, yeah,
He fell and then you just
great show.
and then the girl that like because the girl that he likes is Daniel's daughter. That's pretty much how most of the grudge in this part of the series is because they dated and then they dated. So she's like, "What did you do, Robbie?" And he's like, and then he runs. He runs. He's like
just
living in
bolts,
the car
yeah.
somewhere. I don't know. Cobra Kai's dope.
10 out of 10. Easily.
Yeah, honestly, Cobra Kai's 10 out of 10. I watched Karate Kid when I was a kid, but like I don't think I've ever really watched them all until Cobra Kai came out, and then I rewatched everything. Top tier.
That's the thing is like I think because I enjoyed Cobra Kai so much, it hyped up. Sorry about that. It hyped up Karate Kid like way more because I loved because it's like Karate Kid is like one of those movies that's like people have a nostalgia for, like they watched it and it's like that's what they grew up with, right? But obviously like I'm like
There's
30.
so many movies that copied it too.
Yeah, I'm like I'm 30 now and I never watched Karate Kid when it came out, so I have no memory. Like no, that nostalgia feeling doesn't exist for me.
Yeah.
So in watching it now, I think like I may have like maybe I was like, since I was so hyping it, I was too disappointed with like I was like, this is like I don't.
Well, the first one's a very basic story.
Yeah,
but it's really iconic.
And I think like you said that like the karate part, like the tournament, is like the other half of the movie, and I'm like,
The movie's 2 hours, and that was like half hour of it.
yeah, the actual like part where they fight in the tournament is like half hour of the movie, and I was kind of like. I had that. It's like that same feeling I had when we watched Fire in the Sky, where they talked about the aliens, but then the actual alien thing happened like 15 minutes, and it's not like as like it was satisfying, but I wanted to see more.
Yeah.
I wanted to see like.
Well, good for you. Know what? There's 3 more movies, a reboot movie, and Cobra Kai, so you can see more, Alex.
Oh my god. I think another thing that pissed me off was the whole. That really pissed me off because
I don't think it was okay. This
I get it.
This
It's
is how
supposed
I
to be
take
that
it.
magic.
This is how I take it, though. He just does that for no reason, and then because it was his shoulder. I think he just popped his shoulder in or massaged it or something, and it felt better.
Yeah, I think that's what happened too.
The leg thing, I don't really get.
He doesn't get.
You just got kicked.
What are you doing?
Trying to post Patreon.
But
What do we pay you?
nothing. Same as we pay you and me.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to work on here, buddy.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think you would really like the second one and third one a lot more, personally, because now that all the characters are fleshed out, now they're in Okinawa. There's a lot more history in Okinawa. Like you'll find out a lot more about Mr. Miyagi, and Daniel pretty much fights again. But this isn't in a tournament. This is like life or death in Okinawa. And the way there's a toy play set for this one scene in Karate Kid 2. Where it's literally like he's training him. No, he told him to wash the car, wax on, wax off. It's the same idea, but this thing, if Daniel does it wrong, it could like kill him. It's really fucking sick.
You know what? I think now that I'm talking about it, Mr. Miyagi had some parts that I was like...
he's just your classic old man wisdom.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think what... okay, now I know what it is. I thought of Mr. Miyagi as like he was this amazing teacher, and I guess he is, considering the fact that he made this kid that didn't know karate into like a karate master in just 2 months.
Well, that's the thing.
But like, he does so many things that he just doesn't know how he did it. Like that scene where he like chopped all those beer bottles.
I think he was kidding.
You think he was kidding?
Like I don't think it was his first time chopping beer bottles, but he's like, I don't know, first time. I think he was just fucking with Daniel.
And also like the fact that he took Daniel to his tournament, and he's like, I don't know, first time for me too.
He's like, I fight in life, not for points. Like I don't know.
And I'm like,
but think about it like this: you have a skepticism about Mr. Miyagi being a good teacher, but look at Kreese. Mr. Miyagi's teaching Daniel how to defend himself while also fighting, but mostly just blocking and offense.
Yeah.
Kreese is literally just like strike, hit him, fucking kill him. They don't teach him any offense. That's why Daniel has such an easy time getting in.
It's true.
Because he knows how to deflect, and then sneak in.
Yeah, that's very true.
Kreese just teaches them, like, because you saw them fight, they literally run in and just, they're so fast and fast paced, but Daniel knows how to block that shit.
They were all fucking crazy too, like bug-eyed.
Get him a body bag!
Get him a body bag, Johnny!
The kid in the background. That scene though in Cobra Kai, because that guy actually died in real
Why
life.
does everyone emphasize that scene? I'm watching it and he only says it once. And it's,
yeah, but it's such an iconic scene because he looks so crazy in the background of Kreese in that scene.
Robot Chicken did a skit where they emphasize that one. It's like, get him a body bag, Johnny. I'm on Amazon right now. Body bags are on sale 2 for 1. They come in all kinds of shape and sizes. Like, and then he does the crane like move. He's like, what are you gonna do, huh? And he's like, I'll show you. He's like, all right, fight. How do you get? He just vaporizes him, and then he's like, I'll get that body bag now.
But do you remember in Cobra Kai when that guy dies?
What?
Because remember, there's a part in the second or third season, I don't remember, where all those Cobra Kai guys come to visit Johnny because one of them's dying and they want to have one more.
Oh yeah.
Thing. And then he actually dies while they're camping after having like a really meaningful talk with Johnny.
Oh my god.
And then they emphasize zooming in on him being zipped up in a body bag. But that guy actually was sick of cancer and he died like a few months after that came out. That's why he wanted to be in the show.
Holy fuck.
Because, yeah, he liked it.
I hope that that in his will he wrote that, please put me in a body bag as you put me in the coffin.
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
What do you mean?
have like, if you're in a movie that everyone loves and you're not the main character, but you have this one iconic line, do you really want to be like,
that guy?
Bring that to my death?
You want to be that guy?
You don't want to be like, you know what I mean? Like you're dead. Like that wasn't your whole life. Do you want to just be remembered as that one line you said in death? Like I get him coming back to Cobra Kai making the light
yes
of
and
it,
no.
but
I mean, yeah, it's true. Like you're.
Like, do you think Urkel wants to be buried dressed up like Urkel?
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah, because it's like a one scene in a movie that's like not as popular as like Back to the Future or something.
No, that's what even like a lot of Johnny is a main character in Cobra Kai, and like he's what people remember when you see Karate Kid, but he's literally only in the first one.
You don't see him in the second movie? Well, you do.
You see him literally just at the beginning, which is literally just carried on from the end scene of the first movie, and then you don't see him because they go to Okinawa. They come back for 3, but Johnny and those Cobra Kai guys aren't part of it, but Kreese is and his friend, and they hire this new kid that's supposed to be like this crazy fighter to fuck up Ralph Macchio's character Daniel. And that's what the third movie's about. In the third movie, Ralph Macchio gets mad at Mr. Miyagi for not teaching him how to defend more and like fight. He becomes the Cobra Kai.
Wait, what?
Daniel goes to Cobra Kai without Kreese involved. He doesn't know that Kreese is in it anymore, and this new guy that's Kreese's friend from the army is training Daniel to like be a crazy fuck.
Okay,
that's part of the third movie.
Okay, I kind of want to see these movies now.
Yeah, they're fucking dope.
Do you know any like behind the scenes trivia or anything like that about this movie?
Ralph Macchio is 22 while filming the first one.
Yeah, you told me like Alex, guess how old he is? And I'm like, because he's supposed to be
I think 16, 15
something
maybe.
like that. And I was like, it's 19, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's like 25 or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I thought he was.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's
And-
funny too because like in Cobra Kai 2 and 3, he's like older. He's obviously in the mid 20s. He's a little chubbier, which whatever. But like in Karate Kid 2 and 3, he's still supposed to be like a teenager or whatever, and he's just like he looks like a chubbier late 20s guy.
I'm sorry.
For what?
You're all right.
I'm yawning so much right now.
Am I
Falling
boring you?
asleep.
Are you not entertained?
No. I just.
Do I not
This isn't the first
entertain
time.
you?
It's just I usually yawn like even like when I'm doing podcast, not podcast, but when I'm Twitch
Streaming
streaming.
on
Yeah,
Twitch.
I'm yawning a lot too. I think it's just because I usually when I talk a lot, I guess I don't know. I have no like backstory about like this. All I know is that like I'm watching this and as I'm talking about Mr. Miyagi, I do think he's actually a sweet guy because what kind of person just gives away like a $2,500 bonsai tree to like his.
He gave him a car for his birthday.
And he gave him a fucking car too.
And a cake.
Yeah, and then Daniel's like, "Oh fuck, bro, my mom also made me a cake. I gotta go."
Yeah, fuck your mom. I got this cake just for you. We're gonna hang out and party with it. We're gonna talk about my dead, not dead wife.
And he's like, oh yeah, cake? Well, did she get you a car? No. Why don't you hang out with me instead?
So that car that Mr. Miyagi gave him in the movie, the producer actually ended up giving Ralph Macchio that car in real life.
Nice.
It's a 1948 Ford Super Deluxe.
Super deluxe.
That's the name.
That's sick.
It is a beautiful car though. He said choose car. I would have still picked the yellow one. I think the yellow one is the best one out of the whole lot.
Did you see the other
You
ones?
don't really get the chance to full on see the other ones. Because the yellow one's the first one he cleans. And then it's the first one in the lineup, so you see the full side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And in Cobra Kai, Daniel has all these cars. Like
All of them?
Like that dojo where he's at with the nice backyard and where Mr. Miyagi lives, that's just Daniel's dojo now. So he has his own mansion.
Yeah,
'cause
he
he's
takes
rich
o-
from the cars that he sells, but he kept Mr. Miyagi's house and made it into a dojo.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about it because I'm looking at the first movie. I'm looking at the
It's
house.
the
and I'm
exact
like,
same.
It's the same thing. It's the
Yeah.
same. I was like,
Except
That's sick.
he adds shit in the backyard to train the Miyagi
the
kids.
backyard looks sick. This movie doesn't show. It shows the backyard, but like it shows like a little clips of
Yeah,
like
in Cobra
the
Kai-
fence. But Cobra Kai, it's like you see the whole backyard.
Because that's
and
where they train. That is where the dojo where they train is that.
And it
backyard.
looks beautiful. Like that is the most beautiful. It's such a gorgeous backyard.
Well, yeah, Daniel's been painting it for how many years?
He still does.
So you
though.
know the logo on the back of Daniel's gi, like the bonsai
the
tree with the
bonsai
sun.
tree. Yeah.
Pat Morita, like Mr. Miyagi, actually designed that and sewed that on to the gis himself.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking. Are you crying? Alex?
I am crying. It's beautiful.
Like, actually?
No,
Oh.
I'm just watering because I'm like.
That's pretty crazy, though. To hand embroider a gi.
Yeah.
When did Mr. Miyagi pass away? Because
I want to say 2006 or 2008.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that. But you know the beginning scene when they're driving away and everyone's waving goodbye at them in their house in Newark? Those are all just like kids that were interfering with the set. So the producer's like, hey, you want to fucking do something?
I always love stuff like that where it's just like there's people that are like not even supposed to be in the set and they're just like they somehow make the movie better. Like you know that scene in I forgot what movie it was, but he was like, "Hey, I'm walking here, where the taxi there apparently a taxi driver drove into the set he wasn't supposed to and he almost ran over that guy and it was like not unscripted and he just was like and the guy was like he loved it so much that he was just like I'm walking here and he just kept rolling with it. Yeah, I always think like scenes like that, is that actor like is he still like acting or is he actually just getting pissed off and he like that's how he talks, like he actually said I'm walking here.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's just kind of like things I think about whenever I watch movies and people improvise shit. Like
I'm assuming he was just getting mad.
yeah. My favorite improv in a movie was is like the famous Indiana Jones one where it's just like
the
he's
gun?
he's getting chased in the. Did you know about this one, Andrew?
So
No.
I think it's Last Crusade, maybe.
It's the first one. No, it's the
No,
first
it's the first one? Okay.
Me and my dad just watched that movie together. Indiana Jones is running through he's in Cairo. He's
I'm thinking of a different one. I got another one from Indiana Jones after yours. Then
No, you said the gun one.
they wasn't getting chased. They literally stopped and they're about to do like a classic
he was
like
being chased.
Wild West shootout.
Yeah. So Indiana Jones is trying to rescue this damsel in distress while all these like I want to say
People
hired gun.
Yeah.
They capture her and they're like trying to kill Indy. And this one guy, he's really big and he's like really tough and he's got like this scimitar and he's like doing like all this like swordplay, right? In the set, this is all like they're in Cairo, they're actually in Egypt, and it's like 150 million degrees. And so they've done this retake over and over, and Indiana Jones is like sweating his balls off. You see his shirt like literally drenched in sweat. So he's like, as this guy's like doing all these sick moves, Indy just like pulls out his gun like really lazily and just goes,
Which he never really shoots people. It's always like his whip or whatever.
Yeah,
and he's just like literally just like it's like kind of like awkward. He just like looks at him. And he's just like. And it's just Harrison Ford being difficult.
and everyone loved it and just kept rolling with it.
That's dope.
So one of my notes I wrote down I just got to. Apparently extras were so caught up in the tournament scene that they would boo William Zabka, like Johnny's character, or his character Johnny, even when the cameras weren't rolling. And Zabka's like real life mother was in the crowd, like convincing people, like, no, he's a really nice boy. Like this isn't how he is.
No, he's such a nice boy.
I would love that if like you were in a movie and you're a kid and you were like, Mom, do you want to be like an extra?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And I guess that's everything. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about this movie?
Oh, I guess I was wrong about William Zabka. He had no martial arts experience prior to being cast. However, he was accomplished as a wrestler. That's what it was. He wasn't a karate martial artist.
I guess
He was
that's
a
another
wrestler.
thing too I could talk about. Was that like I never really had karate, but I was in wrestling, and it was like those tournaments are fucking no. It's
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at something. else.
oh yeah, like the offs and swassa tournaments were like so stressful, just because like
You went that far?
Yeah,
yeah.
Damn.
the whole wrestling team goes.
Yeah,
Oh,
regardless of
okay.
whether or not you win, you still take part in it.
Oh, okay.
And so,
Did you win?
obviously, like, there's the
Alex was in a fucked category because there'll be people like Alex's size, but like once you hit a certain weight,
So-
it's everything over that weight. So Alex will be his size, then someone double his size. and
yeah.
have to wrestle.
So the thing is like
Yeah.
I was a chubby kid in high school, and they go by weight categories, and mine was I was just above the one before.
Yeah.
I was in category unlimited.
And the only other kid at our school that was in that category with Alex was literally double his size.
Cameron.
And Alex always had to like practice with this guy who was double his size. So
I was wrestling with people. I don't want. Should I say that?
don't say names. Just
Okay.
you can say people.
Paraloodle. That's one of the guys' names.
Why do you have to say a name? That's
Yeah,
not
you
a.
said don't say names.
It's not his name.
Why do you have to make up a name?
Because it's
You can send this guy
yeah. This guy, he was very popular at school, and he was like twice my height, and he was like
And size.
and I had to literally like spar with him, and it was I hated wrestling so much because I was like dying trying to lift this man who was like literally.
So let's say Alex was 200. This kid was like 350.
Yeah.
Damn.
There was another person that I had to wrestle with, and he was the kind of kid that like he's so awkward, and he left off a weird vibe that I felt like if he grew up, he was gonna grow up to be like some sort of like murderer, serial killer or something, just because he was so weird.
I know who you're talking about, but don't say it.
I won't say it. I did I tell you this, that like when he would be if I wasn't training with him, I'd be training with this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember one day he had this weird smile. He did this like,
Oops, sorry. Yeah.
and we were wrestling or sparring, and I'm like, why do you have this dumb look on your face? He's like, I just got laid. And I was like, get the fuck away from me, you weirdo! Like, congratulations, but you've got
laid.
like you've got this like pedo look on your face that I don't like. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
So another one of the things I read about William Zabka, like Johnny, he said that his character irked so many people,
What does irked again mean?
like pissed
Upset.
off.
Oh, okay.
And throughout life, like before Cobra Kai, like Karate Kid 1, 1984, till Cobra Kai 2018, Like he'd be out and like people would just try to fight him because of his character.
You're a dick.
Well, it's just like, the guy from Ghostbusters, the guy that tries to shut down the Ghostbusters, 'cause the health guy or whatever. He tries to open up the containment unit, and they're like, no, you can't do that. And he said, the guy that Bill Murray says doesn't have a dick.
Yeah.
Like-
Yes, sir. This man does not have.
Yeah, like that guy has said, he's like, after that movie, literally people would try to fight me, tell me I don't have a dick, they tell me how
Yeah.
big a dick I am.
Because like that character, Bill Murray. What's his name?
In the movie?
Ghostbusters. The guy that just said that.
Bill Murray?
Yeah. Okay, so it is Bill Murray.
That's not his name in the movie, but that's the actor.
Yeah, the actor, because the actor has that kind of like that charm that like
Yeah.
the fact that he made that joke, which is another obviously off-written script, by the way. He improvised that line.
Right.
People were like like they rolled with it, right? And so because he has that charm and that charisma, people were just like no dick, man. Like it's just
The thing I know we're not talking about Ghostbusters, but something I find hilarious with Ghostbusters is they had the suits, they had the car with the siren. No one knew what Ghostbusters was, so they're driving around New York, and people just thought they were like,
Crazy.
no, they thought they were like official. Like,
Yeah.
they
Oh, yeah,
didn't
that's
know they were
true.
Ghostbusters. They just thought they were
Right.
like some sort of like, not ambulance, obviously, but something. And they like wave at people, and they're like, we didn't get permits. Like, we just did shit because people thought we were like official of whatever we were doing. And we're running around proton packs in the buildings, and people were like, oh, what's going on?
That's dope.
like
Yeah.
me and my dad watched Indiana Jones.
That came out the same year as Karate Kid.
Yeah, me and my dad, we watched Indiana Jones together. Like he actually really likes this movie.
Yeah.
I tried showing him Ghostbusters, and my dad doesn't like anything that's
like
fake.
sci-fi?
Yeah, he hates anything that's not real. Like, or at
Because
least
Indiana
like,
Jones is really real.
grounded. He likes things that are grounded a little bit. Like, he
Yeah,
doesn't-
yeah.
like obviously like the whole like the arc part where like everyone's faces are getting melted and stuff like that is
Yeah.
like really weird. to
And
him.
what did he think about the fourth one?
He did, we watched that. We went to theaters to watch that.
Yeah. What's Crystal Skull?
He took me. I actually took my dad to go see that because I was like, I didn't want to go to the movies by myself. I had no one else to watch that movie with, so I took my dad because I figured it's Indiana Jones. My dad, he likes Indiana Jones, so we watched that together. He actually, I don't think he had much of an opinion on it. I think he liked it because he liked aliens.
Oh, your dad likes aliens? That's sick.
He actually, yeah, my dad. Oh, he watches all the UFO
Yeah.
videos, so it's like he was like he actually liked it a lot that it was like aliens involved this time.
Yeah. What do you think?
But
about
my dad
Shia
doesn't
LaBeouf?
have like an opinion when it comes to like, I think that whole surviving a nuke in a fridge is not a very logical
Explanation.
Speaking of the devil, it's my dad. Can we
We're gonna
pause
take a
for
quick break.
And we're back.
Are we?
Yep.
Are we? And we're back. Alex had to take a quick call from
Sorry.
his dad, who we were just talking about.
Literally,
Papa.
speak of the devil.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's wrap this up. Well, how many illegal crane kicks to the face do you give this movie?
You know what? I'll give it a 7.
Oh, you.
I'm actually gonna give it an 8. I like this movie a lot.
I'm gonna give it a fucking 10.
Really?
I love
a
Karate.
perfect score.
It's
Not
honestly,
perfect, but it's really good. And I've watched the other one, so I know what's all connected with it. So I appreciate it differently than you, or even Andrew, I guess, that hasn't seen the other movies with it. And Andrew's never watched Cobra Kai, so him giving it an 8 is big because this is the only Karate Kid thing that he's fully watched.
Okay. I think my 7 is. I appreciate. It is a good movie in its own way.
I think you'd appreciate it more once you watch 2 and 3.
I have seen the second one. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like as an
Yeah.
adult, I think you both really like 2 and 3.
Yeah. I think we all just.
3 is like a classic, like early 90s, late 80s, just fucking shitty kind of action movie with a fucking dope story.
Like it's like a kung fu movie, right? Like full on.
No, like it's
No.
just, I don't even know how to explain it.
We need to get this good motherfucker to watch Cobra Kai though.
I'm probably gonna put it on when you leave because he's helping me take down my Christmas shit.
Yeah, dude, that's perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then though, yes, watch Cobra Kai, visit our Patreon, like and subscribe, share with your friends, share it to your cats, share it to your mom, share it to your neighbors.
Kate and Kodos,
Yeah.
the aliens above.
Yeah. Everyone.
Just let everyone know that we're here and that we care.
We're here.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, and have a pleasant blah blah blah.